who decides when sex happens, men or women?
I get what you mean now. It is kind of mutual in a way, but like, I think on average, more guys are invested in hookup culture than girls are.
More guys are what?
Invested in hookup culture.
Yeah.
More
but
guys.
I will say it's a mutual thing. I agree with what you said, but I think more guys are into it.
Wait, are you sure you're agreeing on the right thing?
Am I?
Well, okay, so there's a few things here. So I actually think more women have access to hookup culture than do men.
Yeah, more access, but I don't think they played into it as much as guys do.
That's a fair point. But so the top 20% of men, I would say, they have access to hookup culture, but average dudes, they can't very easily hook up. It's quite difficult for men to get laid.
I know what you mean.
Like an average dude, whereas like an average chick, she could just download Tinder, boom, 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 super easy, get laid.
Yeah, but like I don't think that guys love hookup culture. I feel like they love saying that they have hoes. They love IV guys
Sure.
are dirty. Like
Well, it comes down to, so men and women's sexual strategy is different. And it comes down to evolutionary reasons. Like men, evolutionary, we just want to spread the seed because we can impregnate if 3 women a day. But a woman, like if you get pregnant, that's 9 months time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I realize most people, when they're engaging in sex, it's not for procreation necessarily, but that's still ingrained in us. It's hardwired in our evolution, in our biology. So for men, it's just spread the seed. And then for women, it's let me lock down the best man I can get. So, but going back to what I initially said, so women control access to sex. So I could ask, how long has a guy ever made you wait for sex?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so, no.
Men.
Have you guys ever made a guy wait for sex?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I like.
Okay, so you guys control access to sex.
I think men need to be more clear on what they want.
Men need to be what?
More clear on what they want.
Men can't be more clear on what they want.
They need to be more clear.
It wouldn't work.
Well,
if guys were, I'll let you go, Ben, and I'll respond. Go ahead.
because some guys, they just want to hook up, but then they treat a girl like they want more.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, men need to act accordingly.
Yeah. I once had a guy take me on dates. I met his coworkers. He treated me like he wanted to be with me. And then when he said he didn't want anything more than just hooking up.
Can you scoot the microphone a bit to your that way? Thanks. So
After weeks.
So, I mean, there's two things there. One, yes,
Nobody's not watching.
There's definitely guys that they're going to play like they want something serious to get laid. Because, I mean, the thing is, though, is most men can't be honest about their true intentions because then you wouldn't want to fuck with them.
I mean,
But-
I think the whole point, you should be honest.
I agree with
there's
that.
no I can't. That doesn't make
Sneaky
sense.
links don't go out in public and go out to eat, and I don't think that's a
I feel like
thing.
you don't have to be honest with your words, just be honest with your actions. Don't be taking girls out on dates if you don't want to date her, if you just want to hook up with her,
Just do that.
sometimes
Say that.
maybe it's a mutual thing, and if they're fine with it, that's fine, but if you don't want to date her but you're taking her on dates, that's being dishonest.
Yeah. That's what pisses me off most.
Do you think girls do that too, though? Because I feel like a lot of times there's a guy will take a girl out, wanting something, and she won't, let's say it's just for hookup, but she's just friend zoning him, and she's just, kind of using him to either get into clubs or get food or have him buy you clothes or stuff like that. I think there's a lot of that too.
Yeah.
I'm always straight up.
There are, and again, there's exceptions, right? I think being straight up with someone is way better, but there are people that, are going to use people with money, and a lot of times it's going to be a girl using a guy for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I totally
way more
see
common.
that.
Yeah.
Foodie calls. Foodie calls is the thing. Girls will just go out with the guy
For free food
for
for
free
their
dinner. I actually
That's a thing.
very recently there's some girl I saw on Hinge, and she, in her bio, she said something about I want someone to take me out to dinner. And she was like, I matched with her to actually invite her on the show. And so I was kind of doing the finesse too, I guess. But she was like really pushing, oh, I'll come on the show, but first, can you take me for dinner? Really pushing for a dinner. I'm like, are you that
she'd
pressed
invite
for a
groceries.
dinner? Like, but there are definitely, I think on the guys' side, you're going to encounter women that they are not genuinely themselves pursuing something serious. If they even meet up with you, maybe they just want a free dinner. Some chicks will they're bored.
They're
Okay,
broke. They're hungry.
I guess I'll go out on a date with this dude. And then there's also a lot of women on Hinge or on dating apps that they're like they have no intention of even meeting up with the guy ever. They just want some validation. They're promoting their Instagram, Cash App, whatever it is. Like, so I think on both sides, there's definitely some.
That last one's like kind of me.
Yeah.
But
You hold
but
on,
not
you-
I felt that,
intentionally.
I
But
felt
not
that.
like intentionally. I just
You have
like,
your Cash App in your dating
no,
profile?
No. I just like I've never met up with anyone on Tinder or Hinge. Like the
How,
whole time I've
how long
had-
have you?
Me neither.
How long have you had dating?
Okay.
It's not just you. It's not
Okay.
just you.
It's been like a month or two. Something
So
like that.
the first ever dating app you had was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so reminder, just who's been on a dating app? Okay. Who's been on a date, met someone in person from a dating app? Okay. So,
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say a date, but yeah.
okay. Fair enough. Wait, so I'm trying to remember where we were going with all that.
We were
Oh,
just
SP
talking about
people.
like people like you.
Santa Barbara
guys.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, yeah, you were talking about the hookup culture and how
yeah.
it
Well, yeah,
sucks.
because mostly on there, like everyone just wants to hook up, anyways. So like, why? That's not what I want.
So what was your original point, that you dislike hookup culture?
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
don't-
remember.
Yeah, no, I don't like.
Have you ever hooked up with anyone?
Like from like
Just in person, from an app, whatever it may be?
fully hooking up. I guess one person in like my body count is 2. So
Oh.
I've hooked up with one person, and then the other person was my long-term boyfriend. So I
Okay.
don't hook up.
Okay, that's fair.
I met up with someone last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so as far as the whole hookup culture, I mean, I would say that for hookup culture to stop being a thing, you might not like this, but I think women are going to have to say, I'm not going to have sex with anyone until I'm in a long-term relationship with, or sorry, not long-term, but a serious relationship. Because I think, I mean, I would also say that there are definitely guys out there, if you make them wait, they'll hook up with you once and then probably ghost you. So it's like girls are, I will admit, girls are kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Like, okay, hook up too soon, then maybe a guy might judge you for that. But then if you wait too long, then you're going to catch feelings for a guy, then you hook up and then he got what he wanted and then he's going to dip too. So it's like, it's tough for girls. I'm not really sure actually kind of what the solution is, but
I
That's what we're
like
saying.
hung out with people like within the past few weeks, like a guy, like at night, and we're just hanging out. We don't do anything. They don't try anything, and then they ghost me. So I'm like, they didn't get what they wanted, or it's just me.
yeah, I mean, I would also say that the other thing too is once you hook up with a guy, so
Sorry.
I think credit to Myron from Fresh and Fit. So I think it's something like, as far as each gender's metric for success, so a man's job is obtaining women. Women's job is to retain. So if we can just get laid, that's kind of like we've succeeded. But for women, your sort of metric of success is retaining the guys that you sleep with. So in order to do that, like, how can you do that? If all you're bringing to the table is sex, you got to think about, okay, how can I add value to this guy's life? That's where I think a lot of women get in trouble, where they get stuck in hookup culture. If you're not adding value in some other way besides sex, then guys are not going to take you seriously.
It's
go
why
ahead.
it's hard though, because like or like so many people, like even what you said back before, no matter who starts it, everyone's still kind of like invested in it now, like even taking back how like who perpetrates it. So when you actually kind of do want to take a step back and try to find someone who you maybe want to have something long term with, it's usually really hard, or they have misconceptions going in that it's not going to be long term, which I think is what makes it difficult in IV especially.
I know what you mean. Yeah, like I feel like everyone says like, oh, you're dating an IV guy, like
No, it's the same. Yeah.
I also feel like when you're saying that, like, sometimes it's like retaining a guy like beyond just sex, sometimes like the guy does not make any effort to get to know like the girl at all, like like they're going into it like just for sex, and they are like, yeah, like I said, they're not making like any effort beyond that. Like they're not trying to like talk to you. Like maybe they'll like text you, but it's just to hook up. And then like when you actually try and talk about stuff, they'll just like change the topic.
I actually have something like, I mean, I'm a little disagree on that, but because like I've been listening to like what you guys said, and I also feel like when it comes to dating app, there's a really straightforward solution, which is just ask for like, what are you looking for, you know, and like. You guys also mentioned that if guys just want sex, they can just like, you know, we can just go straight into the doom. But also like I feel like guys and girls are pretty much the same. Like our girls want us to be treated nicely, just like, for example, like in my personal experience, like I will message guy and say like, oh, what are you looking for? And if they're just looking for sex, like we will still go on dates, you know, go to a nice dinner and like have a great day, and like we will just split the bills, and at the end of the day, like we will have a great sex. So I feel like that's also a plus. So one solution, I think it will be just straightforward and ask what they want.
Guys are still gonna lie though if you ask them. If you ask like what they're looking for, they're still probably, because I think most guys, if guys, that's the thing. If guys say, you know what, I'm just looking for something really casual, I just maybe hook up a couple times, I think a lot of women are not, if you're just straight up like that, hey, do you want to just hook up, most women are probably gonna say no. Some will. I think it's very rare, some will, but I think, I mean, we could ask the table, like if a guy just straight up came up to you.
Oh, I mean, I got a Bumble text as a DTF. That's all I got.
Yeah? And so what was your response to that?
I was like, down.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,